The ambience at Carver Hawkeye Arena shifts as the lights dim, the excitement of thousands of enthusiastic fans crescendos, and then Caitlyn Clark steps onto the court, the local icon returning to her rightful place. It is a moment that resembles the fantasy of many basketball aficionados. Yet, could this dream materialize? Recent discussions indicate that it might indeed be feasible. National correspondent Ben Pickman recently disclosed intriguing insights from a confidential dialogue with Unrivaled League president Alex Basel, alluding to strategies that could significantly transform women's basketball. During a media engagement on January 9, Dallas Wings standout Sato Sabally announced that she has completed her tenure with the team and will seek a new opportunity in free agency this upcoming offseason. Since the completion of the 2024 WNBA regular season, spectators and journalists have been connecting Sabally with the Indiana Fever. She appears to be an ideal addition for a franchise showcasing elite guard play through Caitlyn Clark and possessing an exceptionally skilled post player in Aaliyah Boston, yet lacking a genuine offensive asset on the wing. Ben Pickman, recognized for his insider information, revealed this captivating insight during a dialogue on the Athletic Women's Basketball Show. Per Pickman, Alex Basel is nurturing some quite ambitious objectives for Unrivaled, the newly established 3-on-3 basketball league. Though the league made a notable entrance in Miami, remaining in a single location is not part of the overarching vision. Instead, Unrivaled is contemplating a touring model reminiscent of the Harlem Globetrotters approach. Alex Basel, the league president, conveyed that actually in future years, Unrivaled wants to do some touring. And that is kind of a way that they're going to grow, and they're going to basically take the league on the road, and they're going to target non-WNBA cities and also college towns, Pickman elucidated. Indeed, Iowa is included in that agenda. However, the focus extends beyond Iowa. Basel is attentive to other basketball enthusiastic regions such as Baton Rouge, South Carolina, and Notre Dame. These locations represent arenas where fans aspire to gather and fervently support their favored women's basketball teams. So, it would not be surprising, and this is purely conjecture, if next year they were to conduct a game in Baton Rouge, or if Caitlyn Clark participated while playing for Iowa, or if they venture to Notre Dame or South Carolina cities with numerous collegiate basketball enthusiasts who would likely fill an arena. This would not be unforeseen. They have discussed, as relayed by Alex in the article, the intention to explore various markets to foster the development of women's basketball and enhance the in-person experience, Pickman articulated. This is an ambitious initiative aimed at directly engaging professional women's basketball with its audience. Indeed, it appears to breathe new life into the sport. Consequently, this leads us to the critical inquiry, literally worth $1 million. Reports indicate that Caitlyn Clark was presented with an extraordinary offer for its inaugural season by Unrivaled. The proposal included over $1 million for merely 10 weeks of competition, in addition to league equity and performance incentives. The arrangement was characterized as messy-like, and rightfully so. However, in spite of the astounding figures, Clark opted to forego participation in this season. Her choice was not entirely unforeseen. Following 79 games played between her senior collegiate season and her inaugural year with the Indiana Fever, Clark acknowledged her need for respite. She has expressed that rest and recuperation take precedence prior to re-engaging in WNBA competition. Nonetheless, the 3x3 league appears to be thriving, even in the absence of the Iowa star. Despite Clark's absence, Unrivaled has made significant strides since its launch on January 17. The league commenced in Miami with a packed audience and features prominent players such as Brianna Stewart, Sabrina Ionescu, and Jewel Lloyd. The league's 3x3 format, characterized by its rapid pace, has captivated fans, alongside substantial financial backing $35 million in funding, with major sponsors like Ally and Under Armour aiming for ambitious objectives. Nevertheless, challenges persist. Maintaining fan engagement and ensuring financial viability while effectively managing operations remains a complex endeavor. Technical difficulties during the initial matches have already posed obstacles. This is understandable, given such growing pains, yet the leadership at Unrivaled appears resolute in addressing these issues. So, could Caitlyn Clark eventually don the jersey for Unrivaled? That remains uncertain. Presently, the league is keeping the possibilities open, optimistic that its evolution will attract the reigning WNBA Rookie of the Year to participate in future seasons. After all, Who would not want to witness her distinctive flair in a league that is revolutionizing women's basketball? For supporters, the prospect of Clark spearheading an Iowa-based Unrivaled team resembles a nascent aspiration poised to be realized. Whether this occurrence transpires next year, the subsequent year, or remains elusive, one fact is incontestable: Unrivaled is already fulfilling its distinguished reputation. It exhibits audacity, it is thrilling, and it is affording women's basketball the attention it merits. Who can say? The next moment the lights lower at Carver Hawkeye Arena, it might not merely remain a fanciful notion. Reggie Miller may have inadvertently revealed details about a highly awaited NBA All-Star Weekend event during a recent transmission. The basketball luminary suggested a star-studded three-point shootout that could feature Caitlyn Clark, Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and Sabrina Ionescu, a competition that has sparked considerable excitement among fans for several months. Speculation surrounding this event commenced when ESPN's Shams Charania initially disclosed that Curry and Ionescu were intending to revive their three-point contest during the 2025 All-Star Weekend in San Francisco. Charania also alluded to the potential inclusion of Klay Thompson and Caitlyn Clark in this event. Although the NBA has not publicly commented on the situation, Miller's statements have reinvigorated these rumors. An enthusiastic fan expressed their exhilaration online, stating, "Did Reggie Miller just leak the All-Star Saturday shootout plans? Sabrina Ionescu and Caitlyn Clark versus Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson? If so, that would be phenomenal, especially with the game in the Bay Area." Caitlyn Clark has rapidly emerged as one of basketball's most promising young talents. Following a record-breaking rookie season with the Indiana Fever, she was awarded the 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year. Clark completed her inaugural season with 122 three-pointers, the second-highest tally in a single season in league history, thus establishing her as a formidable sharpshooter. The potential of Clark participating alongside Curry, Thompson, and Ionescu in a three-point challenge has energized her supporters. The combination of her exceptional shooting accuracy with the prowess of NBA greats and fellow WNBA star Ionescu could culminate in a remarkable contest. While the NBA has yet to validate the event, Miller's comments have rekindled optimism that this envisioned competition will materialize. As All-Star Weekend approaches in just a few weeks, fans are keenly anticipating an official confirmation. If accurate, this matchup is certain to dominate the narrative during the festivities. Concurrently, while the nascent 3v3 league Unrivaled is in progress, Caitlyn Clark is already gearing up for the commencement of the WNBA season in May. In a recent conversation, new Indiana Fever player development coach, Keith Porter, shared what surprised him regarding the 2024 Rookie of the Year. In his dialogue with Rachel DeMita, Porter, who has collaborated with Clark for the prior month, expressed amazement at her level of maturity. "The first thing I tell everybody, which is super cool about her, is being so young but also being so mature," he remarked to DeMita, as reported by Irish Star. "It's the strangest thing because you almost forget who she is due to her calm and composed demeanor. Until you visit a location, it feels as though the entire world is eager to witness you, yet she is simply an athlete. She possesses a grounded and relaxed demeanor, making her an exceptional individual. Although she is a world-class sportswoman, her character surpasses that. I have observed this during the month I have spent with her," he remarked. Porter is among the recent additions to the coaching staff of the Fever, which will be under the direction of head coach Stephanie White. White has already expressed her desire to collaborate closely with the 23-year-old guard, who was recently spotted alongside Taylor Swift at the Kansas City Chiefs game against the Houston Texans. Following the Indiana Fever's first playoff appearance since 2016, the organization aims for greater success in 2025, capitalizing on some of the league's finest young talent, Clark and Aaliyah Boston. With White, who previously helmed the Fever from 2015 to 2016, expectations are elevated. Clark recently articulated her aspirations for the upcoming season, indicating her intent for the Fever to evolve into championship contenders this year. "I believe we are assembling the necessary components to achieve that, hopefully adding several free agents. There is a palpable enthusiasm throughout the organization, the city, and among our supporters. I eagerly anticipate returning to the court. Frankly, I wish we had a game scheduled for tomorrow," she communicated to the press in November during the Annika Pro-Am. "There does not appear to be an ideal match for the Fever's needs in this free agency period, unless they are able to acquire Sabali through a trade." She could alternate between the 3 and 4 positions, providing essential defense and spacing to support Clark and Boston, Merchant asserted. It is a precarious decision to trade for Sabally for a single season, and there are rumors circulating in the league indicating that Indiana may not be among Sabally's favored destinations. If I were part of the Fever's management, I would still propose Lexie Hall, now Lisa Smith, and a draft pick for Sabally, though I would understand any hesitations. At another juncture in the article, Merchant posits that she believes Sabally is likely to join the defending WNBA champion New York Liberty, pointing to the presence of her college teammate and close friend Sabrina Ionescu, as well as her sister Naira on the New York roster. While Merchant's perspective is reasonable, Fever supporters certainly hope that Sabally's potential inclination towards a larger market than Indiana is something she can reconcile. Indiana Fever coach Keith Porter disclosed what astonished him about Caitlyn Clark, acknowledging that her modest demeanor can make one forget she is a global superstar. The WNBA coach became part of the Fever organization last month, assuming the role of player development coach, alongside Stephanie White, his colleague from the Connecticut Sun during the previous season, who was appointed as the new head coach of the franchise late last year. With the upcoming season slated to commence in May, which is still some time away, Porter has already been working with Clark over the past month. He recently joined Rachel DeMita for an interview to outline his plans for the development of the 22-year-old player. When questioned about what has surprised him the most regarding the reigning WNBA Rookie of the Year, Porter stated that he often provides the same response to anyone who poses that particular inquiry. The first thing I mention to everyone, which is incredibly impressive about her, is her ability to be both so young yet remarkably mature, he conveyed to DeMita. It's quite striking because you almost forget who she is due to her calm and composed nature as an individual. Until you experience it yourself, it feels as if the entire world wants to see you, but she remains just a dedicated player. She is exceptionally grounded and relaxed, simply an outstanding individual. She is not only a world-class athlete but an even more admirable person, as I have observed in this past month spent with her. Prior to White's return to the Fever, where she had previously coached from 2015 to 2016, Clark was asked about her former coach and reflected on their relationship. She has clearly been the commentator for many of my games throughout my college career, and I believe she possesses an exceptional basketball intellect, the point guard remarked. I think she has excelled in her role as a commentator for college games, and it has been wonderful to see her involved in NBA broadcasts. I truly believe she has been a pioneer in this field. I think she has been very encouraging regarding my game, and it has been enjoyable to converse with her during shoot-arounds throughout my college tenure, where she has always shown great support.